us once more on the Gallery TV News Update. I'm Titilayo Olamide. And first are the news headline. BUHARI urges graduates to apply for 20,000 jobs program. Elam Plateau crisis, Imo evacuates over 100 students from unit Jos. Delta government engages citizens on 2022 budget preparation. IBB University holds Natural Sciences Annual Conference. And the Traditional Medicine Board under the Lagos State Ministry of Health has organized the 2021 African Traditional Medicine Day. Foreign scene, Taliban celebrates victory where last U.S. troops departed. Plus, South Korea bans app payment monopolies in world first. Lastly, on sport news, Real Betis agreed Bellerin loan, Arsenal push for Tomiyasu deal. Leeds agreed €25 million for fee with Man United for James. And now the news in details. BUHARI urges graduates to apply for 20,000 jobs program. President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday urged Nigerian graduates to apply for the Jubilee Fellows Program. The program, a federal government initiative in partnership with the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, aims to place 20,000 skilled young Nigerian graduates under the age of 30 into jobs in private and public sector organizations around the country. The job will last for 12 months, will be fully paid, and will seek to help prepare recent graduates for their future careers and work environments. The president said his administration has focused on job creation as a way to stimulate the economy. According to the president, the Jubilee program will provide a pathway for young Nigerians to gain work experience in top-tier organizations, gaining relevant skills, and building the right network for the future in various sectors including information and communication technology, financial services, trade, manufacturing, agriculture, and agro-processing. Other sectors include the mining, telecommunications, creative industries and technology, education, health, research and development, and public sector institutions. Said they believe that building the right skills and experiences across the sector are important to sustain the economic growth they are experiencing. And on Plateau crisis, Imo evacuates over 100 students from unit Jos. The Imo state government has evacuated over 100 of its indigenes studying at the University of Jos in Plateau State following rising tensions in Plateau Jos. Chief of Staff to the Imo State Governor Nnamdi Nyachi in Owerri, the state capital, on Monday night. Mr. Nyechi commended the students for their patience while waiting for the government to come and evacuate them. He reiterated the Uzodinma-led administration's concern for the welfare of all Imo indigenes irrespective of their location, while also assuring the students of their safety back to their various homes. Speaking to the newsman, one of the students expressed his relief has been evacuated from the troubled zone and appreciated the governor's prompt reaction. Recent attacks in Jos North, Bassa, Riyom, and Bakin Ladi have poured Plateau into a state of high tension. About 36 people were killed last week in Yawa Zangam village, Zangambo Street in Jos North local government area. Lagos State, Kaduna State, amongst others, have followed suit in transporting their indigenes from Jos Metropolis, and the University of Jos has been shut down. The governor of Plateau State, Simon Lalong, on Monday relaxed curfew imposed on parts of the state after some level of normalcy has returned to the state. Delta government engages citizens on 2022 budget preparation. Delta State government has begun the process of the 2022 budget preparations with the commitment towards accountability and transparency by organizing citizens' budget engagements. This is to ensure the active participation of critical stakeholders to making the final fiscal document a true reflection of the will of the people. Commissioner for Economic Planning in the state, BUHARI, said that this engagement is a necessary process towards entrenching participatory governance in the state. The state government is looking at a budget proposal of 425 billion naira and 90% budget performance as economy recovers from the impact of COVID-19 pandemic. IBB University holds Natural Sciences Annual Conference. The second Faculty of Natural Sciences Annual Conference is currently holding at the IBB University Lapia. The theme of the conference is Catalyzing National Economic Recovery in Post-COVID-19 Era Through Innovative Research. The conference by the Faculty of Natural Sciences seeks to discover innovative ways to help revitalize the economy of Nigeria in the post-COVID-19 era, especially in waste management and job creation. The Traditional Medicine Board under the Lagos State Ministry of Health has organized the 2021 African Traditional Medicine Day with the theme Traditional Medicine Research and Development. The Lagos State Commissioner for Health, Professor Akin Abayomi, at the celebration of the year 2021 African Traditional Medicine Day, addressing the organizers of the event, make emphasis on the eminence of traditional medicine in the society and how vital and efficient it has become over the years from inception. Professor Akin Abayomi urged the herb specialists to endeavor to guide their forests and prevent deforestation menace. He made notes on forest disappearance, alerting them to be fully protective of their ancestral herb source. We will be going on the short break, and then when we come back, the news continue.
Good news to all Lagos residents, especially owners of landed properties. Payment of land use charge has now been made easy through an online platform known as Lola. Lola is Lagos online assistance platform where payment of land use charge is possible through a WhatsApp-only message on 0815-433-3883. This Lola platform, initiated by the Lagos State Ministry of Finance, will make the payment of land use charge possible anytime, any day, and anywhere without any third-party involvement. For more information, please visit www.lola.ng or luc.lagostate.gov.ng. Lola, the easiest way to pay your Lagos State land use charge. Always remember, Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó àjùmọ̀ṣe ni.
Welcome back from that break, and thanks for joining us once more. And with that, we move to foreign scene. Taliban celebrates victory where last U.S. troops departed. Hours after the final foreign forces flew out of Afghanistan, a group of Taliban leaders walked victorious through the airport, flanked by their allies Badri 313 guards to inspect what has been left behind. Taliban spokesman Zabihullah Mujahid, tipped to be Minister of Information when a new government is named, led a group of officials onto the runway, his usual toxic expression replaced by a broad grin. The Special Forces unit posed for pictures, brandishing US M60 rifles and flying the Taliban's white flag. The atmosphere was one of the triumphant, and victory brought all round was evidence of the chaotic withdrawal of U.S. troops after a 20-year occupation and the hurried evacuation of more than 120,000 people fearful of the Taliban's return to power. One of the most secure sites in Afghanistan, the airport's passenger terminal was trashed. Dozens of vehicles in the car park had been taped onto their sides by U.S. troops to form barriers against the tens of thousands of people who besieged the airport in the last 2 weeks in the hope of catching an evacuation flight out. Doors and windows were broken and thousands of bullets casing littered the ground, the result of shots being constantly fired into the air to control crowds. Hundreds of meters of razor wire snaked around, tall patches of floating testimony to the desperation of those who tried to clamber through. Across the runway, on the military side of the facility, dozens of planes stood empty, wrecked by American forces in the final acts before they flew away. U.S. Central Command Air General Kenneth McKenzie said 73 aircraft were demilitarized or rendered useless before American troops wrapped up the 2-week evacuation. He said the Pentagon, which built up a force of nearly 6,000 troops to occupy and operate Kubral's airport when the airlift began on August 14, left behind around 7,000 MRAP armored tactical vehicles which can cost up to $1 million apiece, that is disabled before leaving, and 27 MVs. Before the last U.S. troop left, the disabled saw scores of aircraft and armored vehicles as well as a high-tech rocket defense system at the airport, a U.S. general said. And still on a foreign scene, South Korea banned app payment metropolis in world first. South Korean MPs on Tuesday passed a law banning Apple and Google from forcing app developers to use the tech giant's payment system, effectively declaring their lucrative App Store and Play Store monopolies illegal. The bill was approved by 180 votes to nil in the National Assembly, making South Korea the first major economy to pass legislation on the issue, in a move that could set a precedent for other jurisdictions around the world. In the United States, 3 senators this month introduced a bill to loosen the tech firm grip on their stores, while in Europe, lawmakers are debating legislation that could force Apple to bring in alternatives to the Apple Store. The South Korean measure comes as Apple and Google face global criticism for charging up to 30% commission on app sales and requiring their own payment system be used that collects a share of the transactions. It is expected to come into force in September, according to reports. Later this year, Google plans to enforce globally a requirement for developers to use its payment system with its 30% commission above a certain threshold for in-app purchases. In South Korea, it is also planning to charge commission on all content payment from October, ending an exemption where commissions were fully payable on online games. That announcement prompted an angry response from South Korean artists and creators, with web fictions writers and webtoon artists accusing Google of power abuse and campaigning fiercely for the new law. Seo Bong-gang, a webtoon artist, will head the Korea Webtoon Industry Association, told APF. Apple and Google have maintained that commissions charged are standard in the industry and fair compensation for building safe marketplaces where developers can reach people around the world. Ahead of the debate, Apple told AFP that it will put digital purchasers at risk of fraud, undermine their privacy protection, and render parental control less effective. Google Korea did not respond to requests for comment statement from AFP. The two tech giants dominate the online app market in South Korea, the world's 12th largest economy known for its technological prowess. Google's Play Store made revenue of almost 6 trillion won in 2019, accounting for 63% of the country's total, according to data from Seoul Science Ministry. And with that, we move to sport news. Real Betis agree Bellerin loan. Arsenal push for Tomiyasu deal. Real Betis have agreed a loan move for Arsenal right back Hector Bellerin as the Gunners push for a deal to sign Bologan defender Takehiro Tomiyasu on deadline day. Bellerin is having a medical in Seville ahead of a loan move to Betis with an option to buy. The 26-year-old Arsenal contract expires in the summer of 2023 and it looks set to end his decade stay at the Emirates. Bellerin has won 3 FA Cups at Arsenal after joining the club as a youth player in 2011 from Barcelona. The Spaniard potential departure could open the way for Arsenal to sign Japan international Tomiyasu, with the Gunners currently pushing for a deal. Tomiyasu can play both centre-back and right-back and had attracted interest for Tottenham earlier in the window. The 22-year-old has made 64 appearances for the Serie A side and came on as a late substitute in Bologn's 0-0 draw at Atalanta on Saturday. Leeds agree €25 million fee with Man United for James. Leeds United have agreed a €25 million fee with Manchester United for winger Daniel James. James is currently undergoing a Leeds medical before flying out to Finland with the rest of the Wales squad for an international friendly. Personal terms at Leeds are not expected to be a problem, with all parties hopeful a deal can be concluded before Tuesday's 11 p.m. deadline. The 23-year-old Wales international winger has started 2 of United's first 3 Premier League matches of the season, including Sunday 1-0 win at Wolves. However, the impending return of Cristiano Ronaldo to Old Trafford would impact James' minutes with Leeds, who the forward almost joined before signing for United in 2019, looking to bring him in. As it stands, Jesse Lingard will remain at Manchester United, and the club would be happy if England international stays at the club. If an offer was to arrive in the final hours, it will be discussed with Lingard and a collective decision will be made. And with that, we've come to the end of the Gallery TV News Bulletin this hour. Don't forget to visit our social media platform at www.thegallerytv.ng and also visit our website at www.thegallerytv.ng for more news info. I remain Titilayo Olamide. Thanks for watching and do enjoy the rest of the evening. Bye for now.